I don't think I personally have watched a Pixar movie and felt wronged in that there wasn't a female protagonist. I think that, you know, they make films about fish and toys and robots, and, you know, and there's some really strong female characters in those films, in The Incredibles and Jessie from Toy Story. So I never felt like I was going to say that. But I feel very privileged. Having said all that, I feel very privileged.
Trust is involved. When you see the name, when the name Pixar is on the offer, what it is, it's not really an offer, it's more of a summons. You know, it's like, Pixar require your presence in this film, and you go or you're a fool. You know, and so that's kind of what happens, is that they've earned that right by by what they've done. And so what I think the special feeling, if you have any special feeling, but it's not, you know, any kind of judgment on your own performance, but other than realizing what these people have done, trusting that they will be able to do it again, and letting them. And that's really what it is. It's really trust if there's any emotion involved.
Yeah, well, I started as Young MacGuffin, and it took us a while because they wanted Young MacGuffin to be kind of that, you know, nobody could understand a word he says in the film because his accent's so thick. And we started messing about with sort of made-up words and all that, and that didn't seem to work. And I suggested this dialect, which is from my area of Scotland, called Doric, which my grandfather spoke, and it's a very thick, almost Norwegian-style dialect. You know, it's quite strange. And so I did that, and then we started going, well, you're going to, and then they offered me Lord MacGuffin, the older character, Dad. And we started doing sessions where I'd do both at the same time, and I ended up just sort of meeting somewhere in the middle, kind of neither, between a rock and a hard place. So we just had to kind of, we do it in the mornings, I think, Lord MacGuffin, because I just woken up, so my voice was on like that. And then after lunch, we would do Young MacGuffin, was the thing we landed on. And you know, I just kind of, basically I channeled my dad for Lord MacGuffin, because he's grumpy and old, and I channeled myself as a young, because I was a very, very painfully shy boy. That's why I became an actor. So I sort of channeled that painfully shy young boy that I was. So they were very open to us, you know, changing things and giving them different options, you know. But as far as the look of it, I think they had that.
Yeah, they kind of know what they're doing. I think it would be a bad idea to, as a voice actor, to turn up at Pixar and tell them that it didn't look very good. I don't know. I don't know how long you'd be working there. I think the world is different than it was maybe 20, 30 years ago, when regional accents were a very exotic and odd thing. But you know, with the internet and with the YouTubes and with, you know, with all the different communication systems that exist in the world, I think regional accents are, people's ears are much more attuned to authenticity in accents now, and I think that's part of the smart planning of this film. And also, if you're going to make a film about Scotland, it's probably a good idea to have Scottish people.
But also, I am Scottish, and I've also read things that have said I've got a terrible Scottish accent. Really? So it's like, yeah, when people don't know, they don't know, you know.
I was from a wee town in the northeast of Scotland, you know, and there was nobody up there. I think I was about 8 or 9 when I suddenly wanted to do this crazy acting thing, and I had no clue how to even pursue that up there. There was no theatre, you know, National Theatre of Scotland or anything up there. You know, there's sheep and fields.
And they're a very tough crowd.
Exactly. And so yeah, it was like, you know, I kind of had to just really take matters into my own hands and sort of really doggedly pursue this thing, which I tried to, and eventually managed to be lucky enough to get to do. So yeah, I mean, I think the message is a very powerful one for young people, because I relate to it. You know, it's like this kid who's on one path. You know, I was going to be a plumber like my dad, essentially, and I kind of changed it. Now, there's probably good sides and bad sides to me changing my own fate. You know?
Very difficult to get a good plumber in Los Angeles.
So, you know, I think that's another subtler message in the film, that do you really want to change your fate or not? You know, there's always a payoff.
I don't think I would ever have done that. I wouldn't have thought my relationship with my mother would have been improved by her having claws.
Oh, well, I can't even think of an animal that, I mean, she's a homebody, my mum. I would I think I would turn her into a cat because I think she'd be very happy. Right in the fire.
I don't want to turn my mum into. It all feels like every answer is going to be bad.
Insulting.
Yeah, turn her into a beautiful hummingbird so she could fly and be free.
Oh.
My mum would like